Hey, Truth Seekers, welcome back. Zach here. Yesterday, September 22nd, we got another story in the mainstream media about a police officer who was fatally shot. If you're new to my work, I show how all of these shooting hoaxes involving the ones of police officers and more are coded by the numbers. And in the deaths of police officers, the numbers they code most are 46 and 64. If you go back and watch the 100 videos I've done on police officer shootings in the last year, in almost all of those videos, I bring up this coding of 46 and 64. In this case, the officer's 64 years old, and he was shot on a day with 46 numerology. There's a lot of curious coding in here. We'll go through it. I see some parallels to the Pope, who arrived on this same day of the shooting, September 22nd. And I also see some other trademarks of shooting hoaxes, such as the shooter's name, which has 33 coded into it twice. Just like the shooter this weekend at the church in Alabama did a video on that. The people who run these hoaxes, the easiest way to see through them is to learn their numerological coding and the significance of it. In the time I've been doing this video channel, I've sounded like a broken record by repetitively showing what is done in each of these hoaxes. So the man who was shot, he was a 26-year veteran of the Okaloosa, Florida Police Department. Okaloosa has Gematria of 26, the God number, just like how long he was a police officer for, 26 years back to 89. Again, he's a 64-year-old. The shooting happened on 9/22/15, a date with 46 numerology. The name Deputy Bill Myers that he goes by has Gematria of 71, like Catholic. The Pope, a Catholic figure, arrived in the nation just hours before this shooting was reported. The name Deputy Bill Myers in simple English Gematria sums to 206. Royal Arch Freemasonry, a branch of Freemasonry, has this Gematria, but also if you just drop the 0, it comes back to 26, just like the town name Okaloosa, and also the length of time he was a police officer, 26 years. The man who killed him was named Joel Dixon Smith. Notice that the name Smith, a classic name, is a name with 33 Gematria, and his initials, JDS, have simple English Gematria of 33 as well. Some other interesting numbers coded into his name. Remember, the word police has Pythagorean Gematria of 33. 33, a very important number to the Freemasons. Police departments are run by Freemasons throughout the nation. I've documented this in many videos. It's also often the number of the hoax, 33. They love to code that in when they're teasing us with their media lies. The police representative was named Larry Ashley. Last week, the police spokesman was named Larry too. Larry's one of these names with simple English of 74, like the word Masonic. I often talk about the pairing of 33 and 74. Very important pairing in numerology. Notice that Larry Ashley has simple English Gematria of 144, one of these very important numbers that we talk about much. This shooting came on the eve of Yom Kippur. Yom Kippur is today, September 23rd, the Day of Atonement, the most important holy day in the Jewish calendar. Yom Kippur has Gematria of 144. If these killings are real, if there really is a Deputy Bill Myers and he really died last night, what I'm saying is this man who's accused of killing him, this isn't who's killing him. If he did die, it is part of this Freemason ritual, and perhaps this was a dirty cop who got what was coming to him 26 years in the making. Perhaps he was killed on the eve of Yom Kippur for not atoning, you know? A lot of people come to these videos and say, I knew that officer, he really died. I suspect most of these people are liars, but if these people really did die, then my work should be investigated further because we can see who the pattern is, who the real killers are of these people. Never the accused. Again, he was a 26-year veteran, 89 to 2015. The Gematria of the town he was killed in, Pythagorean 26, with the S exception 35, like the word Catholic. Again, The Pope arrived on the day of this killing, the first Catholic Pope. And when I think about Catholicism and Judaism, I think about this nation and I think about the Supreme Court. Catholics and Jews have a lot of power in this world. The Supreme Court of this nation is all Catholics and Jews. Think about it. In the history of presidents, though, there's only been one Catholic president. That was the 35th president, John F. Kennedy, the only Catholic president, the 35th. Okaloosa also has Gematria of 89. Again, this officer, Bill Myers, was a member of the team since the year 89. As always, these stories are all coded out. It's another shooting hoax in Florida. A lot of them happen there. Florida and death have something in Gematria, something in common, connected through the number 38. Okaloosa, Florida has Gematria of 64. Again, Bill Myers, dead at age 64. And as I always say, 46 and 64 are heavily coded into these shooting hoaxes. Let's close with CNN's coverage. We can listen to Larry Ashley speaking. In a lot of recent shootings, the shooters have had feminine names. Shannon, Leslie. Here we get a police chief, Ashley.
We just recently found out that Deputy Myers expired at 2:14 p.m. after surgery at the hospital. I can't say enough good things about Deputy Myers. And so I won't attempt to tell you the good things about that man. I would tell you he was dedicated. He was a professional. He was committed to this thing we call law enforcement. He was committed to the people of this community. He was retired. He came back and he worked part-time, serving civil process, so he earned a little extra spending money to take his granddaughter to Disney World. That's what he loved to do. He loved Disney World and he loved his granddaughter. And he will be sorely missed.
Nice. He got in the Disney World. You know, I got to tell you, out of all the crisis actors we see, police spokespeople, that was the most emotional response I've seen yet. It almost convinced me that maybe this guy did die. And again, if these people really are dying, they're being killed by the numbers, by this Freemason gang. Perhaps this man made a mistake in his career, and this was his day to go. So, you know, if you want to come here and say he really did die, pay attention to my work. Stop trolling. My message is important. I am showing what is really being done beyond a shadow of a doubt. There's no way all this coding would keep lining up. I wouldn't be able to do a video for every single police officer shooting unless it was this way. All right, Truth Seeker, until next time.